the 2018 Lexus Lx570. Now, typically, I'd say this is a new car, which it is, but this is one of the few models out there that has been around since 2008 and facelifted 3 times. So we're really talking about something that's been around for a long time, especially when you talk about modern vehicles. So we're not going to cover everything because it's already been done over and over again. Let's just take a look at the exterior and interior real quick and take it for a drive. Now, the LX shares the same underpinnings with the Toyota Land Cruiser, and many people will say, why not just go for that? It makes more sense, it's cheaper. Well, the thing is, you get the elevated levels of Lexus quality here. In terms of frontal design, it looks huge. It's got the standard Lexus grille, but the big thing here is you get these tri-LED headlamps, which are amazingly bright. You get some of the accents that you know and you may love or hate from Lexus here, and it's just kind of a standout vehicle because you don't see a lot of these. Despite it being on the road forever, this is not something you see every day. Now, if you're a truck person, in terms of proportions, this looks really large. It looks big. It's somewhere in the middle of a Tundra and a Tacoma in terms of size. The frontal area is massive. Getting in and out, if you're below 6 foot, you're going to have to use the running boards to get in and out of it. When I bypass the running boards, getting out, I feel like I'm going to pull a hammy. So it's something to just remember. If you're a more smaller individual, this is going to feel very big to you. But if you're used to trucks and you're always around them, it's going to be a non-issue. So if you're looking at the LX, really, there's 2 things you probably want it for. One is towing and hauling, and that is because it's body on frame. It's not like your typical crossover junk where it's on a car platform. This is really a truck underneath. So you can tow and you can haul. It's a non-issue. The second thing is this rear liftgate. Because it hasn't been cursed by a lot of the modern vehicles, you have a completely completely manual liftgate here. You can open and close it manually, extremely fast, but the nice thing is you can also do this, and it will close on its own. And that's something that I found I really like about this, that I haven't seen on a lot of vehicles. But the other thing too is this rear tailgate drops down like the bed of a pickup truck. And I think what it does is it extends some storage out here for you. It makes it a little bit more usable. Granted, you have the carpet here, which you can remove these panels, luckily, so you don't get them dirty or scratch them up. But this is a very strange cargo space in the back. I mean, between this design, obviously, if you're sitting here like this and you're getting your nails done, you can lay your hands out or your toes out or whatever you're going to do. There is some things that probably people are going to use this for, but the third row seat design is really strange. And you look at this and you're like, well, why are these seats flipped out to the side like this? They are electronically raised and lowered, which is convenient, but you just wonder how long is that going to last. It's just a kind of a compromised rear cargo space because of these seats. Inside of the 570 is where you're going to be spending most of your time. And then, of course, likely why you spent so much money on this vehicle to begin with. And it doesn't disappoint in terms of quality, fit and finish, the textures, the leather choice, the plastics, the stitching, the places that are padded for your knees, your arms. Everything is so well put together in here. And then you have wood accents. When I say wood accents, it is real wood. It's matte, kind of unfinished, unvarnished wood. In this center piece that goes across the whole dashboard is a solid piece of real wood that doesn't look like it came out of the Walmart 99-cent bin, that's all plasticized or overly lacquered. It is a nice touch, and it's to the point where you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to get some wood oil to keep this looking fresh. I mean, it's that good. Back to some of the pros. Lexus gets a lot of their electronics wrong in modern cars, but the things that they do right are the things that you need and you use every day. The attention to detail for comfort. These back seats are amazingly comfortable, including the fronts, the bolstering, the leather, the softness, the suppleness, the padding. These center seat or the second row reclines manually, and then you can electronically adjust the center and the left seat. The right has its own controls as well. And you always feel comfortable in here. The second thing they've done really well is the HVAC and the climate control. When this is set to auto in the back, which you can control in the armrest, It's off normally, so you don't, if you're just driving by yourself, you don't have to deal with the whirring of the fans back here. But it knows when you get in the seat. And as soon as you do, if you're set on auto, seat cooler, seat heater kicks on, the HVAC controls back here, it works really well. You have vents in the ceiling. It's just such a well thought out space. And that's kind of how I would describe most of the interior of the LX. If you're getting mostly what you pay for on the interior. The glorious Lx570. When you sit inside this, it is just a monstrosity. You can see everything. You can see over everyone with the exception of a big rig or a lorry, whatever you want to call it. If you are somebody that enjoys the Toyota truck family, the Tacoma, the Tundra, and you need more practicality, you need an interior space more than you need the bed of a truck, this is the first thing that you're going to look at, because it's everything that those trucks are in a more livable package, a more luxurious package. This frontal cabin is very Lexus. There's just no way around it. It feels like probably the engineers and designers of Lexus were like, well, what do you want us to do with this? And they said, well, we want to make it a Tundra, but with the Lexus cabin. And it's perfect at what it does.